everybody, Kingdom Just Gamer 2000 here. Here's my newest vacuum acquisition. A 1997 Hoover Sprint model u4257-930. I got this one at the Greenacres little Goodwill, and it was in relatively great shape. And we will go through those later in this appropriate part of the video. As we move along up here, the steps I'm pretty comfortable with a 7-amp motor. I'll demonstrate those here in just a little bit. What I like about these old school Hoover Reefs is that they easily come with a wraparound hose and you connect them down into the cleaning tools port as per usual. Anyway, it did almost come with almost all the attachments except it's only missing the cleanse tool. So I am going to have to source a new old stock black Hoover Elite cleanse tool off Amazon at some point a little later on this afternoon. So hopefully I'll be able to get those done. But anyway, what I like about these old school Hoover Elites is that they easily come with a wraparound hose and you have to connect it down into the cleaning tools port as its predecessor. So yeah. But with that said, we'll go ahead and get this along. What I like about these old school Hoover Elites is that they usually come around with a wraparound hose, and you usually have to connect them down into the clean tools port, like so. And this 1997 Hoover Splint is gonna actually be staying in my vacuum collection permanently. I am not going to be selling this one, unfortunately. So, yeah, I can't risk that. But anyway, what I like about these old school Hoover Elites is that they usually come around with a wraparound hose, and you have to connect them down into the clean tools port as its predecessor. And a bunch of other things to it here and there. But, I decided to keep this and see my vacuum collection because I didn't want to not sell that on eBay. So yeah, I can't risk that. Otherwise, I would have been glad for some guy releasing, and that would have been my fault for that. But anyway, what I like about these old school Hoover Elites is that they usually come with a wraparound hose, and you usually have to connect them down into the clean tools port as its predecessor. You know, and a bunch of other things here and there, you know, and speaking of which, my next vacuum acquisition is going to actually be the 2000 Hoover Retorso Self-Propelled Total Power 7500. I do need to go find that, but it might be over in another state far away from here. It might be, either Iowa or either New York, but I'm not driving all the way out there. Heaven motherfucking no, I'm not doing that. But anyway, what I like about these old school Hoover Elites is that they usually like to come around with a wraparound hose, and you have to connect them down into the clean tools port as its predecessor. Anyway, that's my newest vacuum acquisition, a 1997 Hoover Splint, model u4257-930. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!